Well, we're about to head out. Gonna try our first solo motorbike camping trip. Got the bike loaded up, probably bringing way more stuff than what I need to. This is how she's set up. Got our sleeping bag, tent, pillow, water, camping chair, and you'll probably see what's in the panniers once we get to camp and start setting things up. It is Saturday morning here in Water Valley. We got the old Water Valley Saloon, probably the most iconic and really mostly well-known place in Water Valley. I just figured I'd stop here, do a quick strap check, give everything a quick overview before we head out. We'll see what we can find for spots out there, and yeah, let's get ready to roll out.
I'm going to be taking it pretty easy going out there. I'm not going to go full send. I spent one day touring out here on this bike earlier this week, and that was with an empty bike, and now I got a whole bunch of extra weight with all my camping gear on here, as I'm sure I probably overpacked and brought way more than what I probably need to, but this is kind of the shakedown. Solo trip out there, see what works, see what doesn't work. It's Saturday morning, like 7:45 right now. So hopefully get out there early enough. Maybe we'll be able to find a spot. Just gonna stay the one night and come on home tomorrow morning. See how everything goes. So far the bike, you can definitely feel the extra weight of all the camping stuff. Definitely has a little bit of extra like uncertainty and a little bit more, like if anything moves, you gotta react more. Like you gotta do more work for even simple things so far is what it feels like. But like I said, we're just gonna take her easy out there. We're not in a Dakar race. The goal is to get there alive and safe instead of getting there fast and possibly folded up. The old Water Valley Rodeo grounds. Definitely spent a few nights there over my life. See, the fact they have graders parked everywhere makes me think that they have been like grading this and keeping it a little more loosey-goosey. Here we go. This is more what I was used to. Public lands camping pass acquired. I think technically all this is now free, open, like camp where you want. I think it's all fair game from here. Oh, we got deeries. We have more than one of them. But yeah, I have a spot in mind that I'm trying to aim for. We'll see how busy it is. But I'm gonna head out to that spot because it's the furthest west I want to go. And while we're out there, we'll just keep an eye out if there's any like really great screaming good spots that scream at us on the way out there as we're going west. And if the spots that I don't want, or if the spot that I want doesn't work out, then we'll just turn around, work our way back, and find a spot along the way on the way back. Say hi to the camera cows. I feel like they're pretty used to people driving by. Oh, there's even more up ahead. People always are like, oh, you're worried about like hitting a deer with their bike. But could you imagine what hitting a cow would be like? I feel like they're pretty dense and solid. I feel like a deer would probably have a little bit more give than you hit a cow. And how would you explain that? Be like, I hit a cow. I'm like, what were you doing? Bombing through someone's like pasture or something? I feel like I am part of the herd. Where are we migrating, guys? Where are we going? Where are we headed? Where are we headed? Oh, the cow. Okay, the cows are heading to meet with the horses for their morning safety meeting. That's what's going on. They are cruising to meet with the horses. And I ruined their safety meeting. Now the horse is going up the hill, cows crossing the street. Now I feel like I'm hurting the cows. See you later, horsies. Sorry for disrupting you. I feel like I just came in here, just interrupted like the most peaceful moment. The cows were just chilling, walking up to the horses. They were having a little meeting. And now I got everyone all worked up. Yeah, I'm just coming in here getting everything excited. I'm sorry, cows. I'm honestly just trying to pass through. I think in a little bit here, this road gets a little bit, I say a little bit, quite a bit narrower and a lot kind of twistier. Definitely won't be flying through that area either. If I was really good at riding my bike, it could be a really fun road, but I'm not quite to the really good riding part of it. One day, if I had nothing better to do, I'd like to come out here and just run this section of the road back and forth and just like really get the feel for it, and like almost like a little mini track, just run it back and forth, try to improve, try to get the feel for the corners, how to ride it better. Ooh, don't get too close to that rivet. Rivet, divot. Once again, those old water rivets. Words are not my strong suit. The problem with this road is just as you get like confident on it and you're like, yeah, I'm having a good time, then it comes to an end. Because I think it ends pretty quickly up here. You know, I think about it, it's kind of crazy that I've been on this road often enough that I'm actually starting to like remember the layout of it. Who put this puddle here? Holy washboard. Alright, so this is where we gotta start keeping an eye out for any good open spots. Just go full like Dora mode, like, can you see any good camping spots? Oh, there's definitely a few people out here. I don't know, it makes me a little nervous. Well, this place is right empty, so at least I got a fucking spot. So at least I have that going for me. Pretty scenic, pretty. You know what, I'll go back to where I'm familiar with. Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, I could have went there. There was a dude there. But I mean, if I know that other spot's empty, I might as well go to the one that I know is empty and I'm familiar with. That's not even that bad. And look, nothing even fell off the bike. I think I still have all my bits and bobs. That's pretty sweet. Pretty sweet. The only thing I will say I'm a little concerned about is that standing water. And hopefully the mosquitoes won't be too bad. We got some nice little firewood, some bigger pieces of firewood. I mean, there's a fork. I mean, there's some garbage that I should try to pack out with me. A little small fire pit. Yeah. I mean, this is kind of like a swampy lowland area over there, but a guy can do some trekking over there for some wood. We already got some pieces that have been cut up. I know before people have drove through here, like this is a little pathway, because I have stayed here before. So I know some people go through here, but yeah, I don't know, maybe set the bike up like here so it's kind of half under the trees maybe. So we pulled up there. First thing I did when I rolled in, just ripped my jacket off, took my riding pants off, grabbed the bear spray. Actually, I don't know. I grabbed the bear spray anyway, and then just went straight to setting up the tent. That's always my first priority when I get to a site, is a tent goes up first, and then sleep system goes in. So then whatever happens, you at least have that set up and ready to go. Before it gets dark, before it gets wet, before XYZ, whatever could happen, right? But yeah, camp system first, sleepwear, put the cot together, slapped it. And that's one other thing that's kind of inconvenient about the cot, is to fit it in the tent, you gotta like stretch the side of the door to make it fit in the like opening for it. Because yeah, that cot like just fits in that tent, which is kind of why I was running into issues with spacing and my feet rubbing on stuff. So yeah, it's a bit of a snug fit getting in the tent. Put that in the tent, get it laid out. Grab this air mattress. I got the new one this year. It's supposed to be more insulated, but I don't know, just because it has a little foam pad inside of it is the only insulation it looks like it has. Throw that in there, use this fancy little pump I got, blow it up. The little pump works like as a light too, for hanging out in the tent, which is kind of nice. Sleeping pad in, sleeping bag in, pillow in, and then I was kind of just chilling. My next goal was getting my tarp set up, like my shelter for, you know, just shade. I like having a tarp set up, even if it's a sunny day and there's no rain expected. Having a tarp is so nice just for the shade, and if it ever does rain, you just have it ready and set up. You're not trying to like rush around to set up a tent to get sheltered or set up a tarp or whatever. So I got that all figured out. Did some finagling, tarp setup, bike kind of tucked under it. And then yeah, I tried getting the Starlink set up, which is one thing I'm gonna have to work on. Another thing on my home to-do list is figure out what's up with that Starlink and that Jackery. Because when I first got there, I tried plugging it all up, and the Jackery showed there's like 10 or 12 watts coming out of it, and then it would drop to like 5 or 6, and then it just keeps cycling that and never actually like started the Starlink. So just to make sure like the cable and Starlink and stuff were good, I started the bike, hooked the Starlink up to the bike's power, and it worked just fine off of that. But it said there was like an update available or something. So I left the bike running with the Starlink on for it to update itself. Finished the update, shut everything off, tried on the Jackery, didn't want to work right away. I forget exactly what I don't know what I ended up doing, but somehow I ended up getting the Starlink to turn on with the Jackery. And then once it was on, it was a nice sunny day, so I could just keep it fully charged up with the solar. So I just kept the Starlink on all day till whatever 7 p.m. when the shadows are starting to get long, and I kept chasing sun all the time. So I tore everything down, turned off the Starlink, and then I haven't been able to get it going off the Jackery since then. So I don't know if like the cable I got isn't working and it's not like letting the Starlink draw the full power it needs, or what the deal is. So I'm gonna have to play with that. I mean, really first world problems out camping, huh? It's like my Jackery doesn't power my Starlink when I'm out camping. And then I was just kind of relaxing throughout the day. Sit around for a while. Once I got restless sitting around, get up, walk around, grab a couple handfuls of firewood, which I was worried I wasn't going to have enough firewood, so I just kept getting more and more every time I went up and got some, or went somewhere. I grabbed some more firewood. But as the night went on, I ended up with like 3 times the firewood I actually ended up using. Because I'm used to campfires where you're sitting around with friends and you're like chatting and talking and stuff. But when you're by yourself, after like the first hour and a half of campfire things, you kind of get the vibes of it. You get the warmth, you get the little appreciation for it, but it doesn't quite have that same draw of just like sitting around a campfire for hours when you're by yourself, at least from my experience. I still think it was worthwhile collecting the wood and like making a fire, but you definitely don't need quite the same time frame to enjoy it as you do with like a group of friends. I may have got up a little bit earlier than I kind of intended this morning, because I could hear horses outside the tent, and I know how curious, I don't know a lot about like wild horses, but I know like domesticated horses, I don't know if that's the right word for them, but they can be like stupid curious and be like really nosy and pushy. So when I heard them munching grass around and stuff, you can't tell how far away they are exactly when you're in a tent. So I was laying there for a little bit, and then I'm like, you know what, I should just get up in case they are trying to like dig around my bike and push it over or something. I'd hate for them to like stomp on stuff or wreck stuff. So I just poked my head out the tent in the morning, and they were all chilling. They weren't even near my bike. They were all just like hanging out in the area, just munching grass, just doing their thing. So they were all chill, but overall it was like a nice, calming, relaxing trip. Like I never felt like rushed or pressured to do anything, which was nice. I was just kind of, a lot of the stuff I was doing was just kind of like putzing away, keep busy kind of work, which was really nice. Just kind of get up and do stuff when you feel like doing stuff, but you don't have to do anything. You can just sit there and relax. It was a good little trip. Hopefully you enjoyed coming along with me for a little bit of my first solo moto camping trip out in the crown land here of Alberta. I didn't die. The bike didn't die. I didn't burn the forest down. I think it was a win all around. Well, hopefully see y'all in the next video.